4BeerzIn.
L'chaim.
L'chaim?
L'chaim.
L'chaim. All over it.
L'chaim.
Welcome to 4BeerzIn. We've got a special episode today. We're going to talk all things about Easter. Easter's just around the corner. And you may have picked up that not so familiar voice we've got on the show today. We've got
Hello,
a very...
hello.
Oh, there she is. We've got a very special guest, the lovely Naomi.
Hey, how you going?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Welcome, everyone. Do we get a welcome too?
We do. So, for those who don't know, we are 4BeerzIn. My name's Dan. Got my mate here, Joe.
Hello.
And Rob.
Hey.
And this is a podcast about conversations when you're 4 beers in.
Are we 4 beers in? We're 4 beers in.
Yeah.
We're 4 beers.
Yeah.
About 4 beers in.
Yeah, I'm 4 beers in. I'm quite comfortable 4 beers in here. And
Naomi's four wines in.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting to Passover, so it makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go over that. So if you're a first-time listener, just so you know that not everything you hear today may be true, unless we say it is. But just a short disclaimer that that we're going to start right now. Right. So, look, it's coming up to Easter. So we thought we'd start off with what is our perfect Easter, okay? As I said, we have a very special guest, Naomi here, who's going to tell us all about her Easter and how that looks. Because if you didn't notice before, we actually said cheers in Hebrew before. Okay, so Naomi's faith... Naomi's faith is Jewish.
How do you say it?
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Spot on.
You'll get it.
Yeah,
You'll get it by the end.
Spot on. We will get that. So we thought we'd start off about our perfect Easter, and then we'd go over to Naomi. So I'm going to look at you, Joe. What does your perfect Easter, so from Good Friday on, what does it look like in your household or your social circle?
It's just chocolate. It's just chocolate. Yeah.
Even with the fish?
The fish.
Well, Good Friday, you normally have a bit of snapper.
Oh, no.
Bit of rainbow trout.
No, I thought you were thinking of the shape of a fish, this chocolate. Sorry. No fish, just chocolate.
Just chocolate and fish. What about, so that's Friday,
No,
Saturday,
there'll be four sort of eggs, chocolate eggs. You know, one for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
So 5 eggs.
4.
4 eggs. I can't count.
What about you, Rob? What's your perfect Easter?
Hot cross buns. Lots of hot cross buns.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just because, a lot of butter, a lot of hot cross buns, smothered the butter all over those hot cross buns. And, of course, who does not like, a bit of my favourite Easter egg, because I've got to say Easter eggs are great things, are Humpty Dumpty eggs. And you get the Smarties inside the Humpty Dumpty eggs. They're really good. Because you smash the hell out of the egg and then eat all the chocolate.
I thought that they came smashed. So I was
Came
like, what's a
smashed?
Humpty?
No, it's fun.
Humpty Dumpty already fell down.
I like to smash it on my head. Like when you open it, you're like, and it goes
Not everyone can see Rob right now, but I was drawn into that. I felt that was it sounded very sexy. That I don't know why.
I zoned out.
I don't know. I was just in a trance.
I felt like I was in a warm hot bath there.
I know.
So now we should ask Naomi.
Hang on.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Wait.
Sorry, Dan. Sorry, mate.
Don't worry about me.
You're right. What's your perfect?
So
Easter?
you reminded me of like the chocolate egg. So like Cadbury cream egg. How do you eat yours?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right. You know
You should
Cadbury
ask
cream
them.
egg?
We're
Remember
not
the
sponsored by
adverts
Cadbury,
that
by the
went
way,
out?
but we can
Everyone
say
would have. So I suppose I've asked for that. Being an adult, I've asked for a Cadbury cream egg. I don't want anything else, just that for Easter, right?
So how do you devour your
So
Cadbury
how
cream
I
egg?
eat my Cadbury cream egg, I take a bite, half a bite, so that's gone. And then with the remainder of the egg, I stick my tongue in the middle and I whirl my tongue around.
I'm back in that bath. I'm back in the bath.
I twirl my tongue around that Cadbury cream egg, and then I suck the rest and I eat it. Do you have a way? Because everyone has their way.
I do that. Exactly that.
Oh, is that the same way?
Exactly
really?
the same. Yep.
No, just shove it all in my mouth and chomp the fuck out of it.
Are you familiar with a Cadbury cream egg?
Yeah, yeah.
Naomi, how do you eat yours?
Yeah. Oh, I usually don't eat them. I usually get given them after. My favorite time is like after Easter or Valentine's Day that you can go to the store and you just get all this. Oh, and after Halloween as well, and all the chocolates on special. So you just get as much of it as you can, and you just have a chocolate festival. Yeah, just like that Cadbury ad. If you wish the world was chocolate, and you just like eat your arm and think that's the best sort of. Yeah, I could eat chocolate for days, but I don't think my personal trainer and stuff with that would agree.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I would. So just back to my perfect Easter. So, so Friday, yep, I try and do the old fish. So I look at people who can cook fish and do all that and have a big, buffet of like seafood and things like that. And then Sunday, Easter egg hunt, chocolate, all that. That's pretty much how Easter looks with the Easter bunny and stuff like that. So that's.
Do you dress up as a bunny?
No, it's not a bad idea, but it doesn't have the same. When someone's always looking at Christmas, who wants to dress up at Father Christmas? And I always like go, oh no, I'm not doing that. Like find someone else. There must be someone bigger than me, Fine.
So you need a fat bunny. You're saying you want a fat bunny.
No, but at Christmas time they always look and they always like, oh yeah, you'll do it. Oh, I'm pretty sure that guy's bigger than me. Get him in a Santa suit,
I've never been asked to be Santa before.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
You've been asked to be
They're
Santa
probably thinking
before.
you look in shape. I'm not gonna ask him. He's not. He doesn't look like Santa.
Dude. Sorry, we're talking about Easter. Yeah,
okay,
so.
Easter. So I'm going to go over to Naomi because we've just spoke about our Easter and it just sounds like fish and chocolate. So,
Fish and chocolate.
Naomi, how do you spend your Easter?
Yeah, so I don't celebrate Easter being Jewish. I celebrate a festival called Passover, or Pesach is the Hebrew term. And unlike your lavish chocolate that you get, we don't eat bread because the whole festival is based around the Jews came out of Egypt, and it's the Exodus of Egypt, if people are familiar with the story. They didn't have time to go and bake the bread, so they ended up putting flour and water together in a bowl. 18 minutes, and what did they come out with? This flat thing called matzah, and some people say that it could be like a pita bread, but what we have today and what we eat is flour and water baked in 18 minutes called matzah. So it's like a hard cracker. It literally comes in a cardboard box. You could eat the box if you wanted to. It all pretty much tastes the same.
Wow.
I swear. And Passover food is quite expensive as well. So you'll be paying like $5 for a box of crackers. It was quite funny. One day I was with my dad in the shops and I literally heard some non-Jewish person picking up the box going, $5 for a box of crackers. I'm not paying that, and put it back down. So, I guess where you guys have the fish, I'm not too sure where that concept comes from, but it's traditionary to have a fish head on the table because it's the start of the Jewish New Year. So
On the Good Friday?
So on Pesach, on Passover, so it can change depending on the year because of the lunar calendar, and usually it coincides with Good Friday and Easter time. So just like Ramadan usually can happen earlier or later, so can the Jewish festivals too.
So back to the fish head.
Yeah.
So you're there with your family.
You're there with your fish head.
Yeah.
Yep, fish head in the middle of a table.
I'm talking like a fish head with like an eyeball on
yeah,
it.
yeah, that's what I'm imagining.
Yeah.
So is there a particular fish?
Not really. So the fish is more
You're not
there.
thinking goldfish or anything like that,
No, we don't
I'm
take the
thinking
pet
about
out
big
of the
silver.
bowl
I don't
and
know
just
my
chop it
fish.
off.
I don't think it's a swordfish. I'm thinking like a round. No, I'm not thinking like a guppy. I'm thinking like just a big silver fish with an eye, 2 eyes, and a mouth.
Yeah,
2 eyes, not 3.
Any
Yeah.
fish that has fins and scales, which is usually classified as a fish, because it has to be a kosher fish. So kosher means that it's fit or proper for consumption for, I guess it's used in religious terms for sort of dietary requirements in this sort of case. So meat has to be slaughtered in a certain way. Fish has to have fins and scales, so it can't be anything like a crustacean at the bottom of the ocean. And kosher also has this concept concept where milk and meat don't get mixed together. So that's usually what my kitchen is at home. It's got a milk side, it's got a meat side. And with Passover, it's actually quite interesting. Here's where it gets a bit more technical. We take all the meat dishes and we put them into boxes, and then we take all the milk dishes and put them into boxes. And then in our garage, we have a separate lot of meat dishes and a separate lot of milk dishes. And we've got I'm not talking about just plates and cutlery. I'm talking about a colander, a sort of spatula, all the random kitchen utensils, a blender for the meat side and the milk side, because Passover is an 8-day festival. And as I was saying before, it's this chametz, so it's anything that's like bread, oats, wheat, barley, spelt, anything of those sorts of manna that has, or it was manufactured on that equipment. We go that one step further of making sure that our house doesn't have any of it in. We sell what's called chametz, or this bread, to... Yes,
Yep.
Exactly. You got it. You could say l'chaim now.
And
Yes.
just for today, I've actually got some kosher snacks.
Oh, thanks.
So I've done some research. So you'll be amazed.
So what did you get? What's your snacks? Just you can tell it down the mic.
I feel like we're on The Price is Right. But
Did it-
if
did
anyone's
it-
looking
did
for
it-
some kosher snacks, I've got Ritz crackers, which are original.
Do they have the kosher symbol on?
Ba-bow.
What
It
does a
depends
kosher symbol
where.
look like? Oh, no,
So-
hang on. Have a look at that one.
Let's see.
If everybody
Danny's done
can't,
his
for
homework.
everybody who can't see this at home, there's a packet of red Ritz crackers, and there's also a pack of, you can say it.
Mini Oreos.
Mini
10 times
Oreos.
bag.
So
and
we're
it
finding
actu-
out if these are kosher.
Okay.
So
So,
you've just brought these along, hoping
Yeah,
that
but-
they are.
No, they are kosher.
hope you sure?
Pinterest told me.
Oh,
This,
Naomi might got you here.
Pinterest. So you should use a kosher guide, because that's usually helpful rather than
Yeah,
Pinterest.
Danny.
board.
Yeah,
Use
It-
that kosher guide.
Is
It
that an app?
says-
Is that an app we can all download?
It is.
That was some good-
Kashrut Australia
That was
is
some
what
good
it's called.
research there, Danny.
So a
Well
kosher
done.
symbol is either in circle with a U inside called an OU symbol, or otherwise there's kosher Australia, so it's a symbol of Australia and it's got a K in it. But as for these Ritz crackers, unfortunately, they're made in Indonesia, so they are not kosher. And the Oreos would have to be made somewhere in America, usually, to be kosher.
Not Ringwood,
Um,
Victoria.
That's probably the importer, but I do appreciate it, Danny.
So what
so-
symbol do we need? Sorry.
Please store in a cool, dry condition.
I don't,
Sorry.
think, I don't
Kosher.
think that makes it.
Yeah,
Kosher.
so it's usually about how things are manufactured, and usually because the same products are made on the same line, they might have made the bacon and cheese ones on the exact same equipment as the plain crackers. Just because it's plain crackers doesn't mean that that's kosher.
So we're sorry that Danny got this wrong and you're now hungry.
No, that's right.
So with the,
Sorry,
even
man,
though the
that's so
Oreo
deep.
says it's Oreo choc cookie, deliciousness and sweet vanilla creaminess, some things are simply better together,
I don't
is
know.
not kosher.
Yes.
I
So
don't know.
Did you just go to another place there?
No,
don't
this
know.
is this
I'm
is
just-
on the packet.
I'll let you know another little
Are
thing
you not in a
about-
trance? That is,
He's talking
we're
about the
going
chocolate
sexy
again.
again.
You're gonna read, I'm going to read out the
That
Jats
sexy
one.
voice again.
How do we do the
Yeah.
Jats? We should all take turns reading the Jats in a sexy voice. Savoury crackers. Ingredients: wheat flour, vegetable oil. Contains
good for CX.
antioxidants. I'm going to stop there. Someone else read something out. That did not work, man.
Turn into a
Read that,
movie
Joe.
trailer. No, it's not going to work with me.
Perfect for a lunchbox treat or an afternoon snack.
Perfect. I am.
Oh,
I will tell you one thing about kosher though. Tim Tams are an Australian product, as we know.
yes, we love them very much.
Tim Tams actually contain a beetle in them.
Beetle.
So you can't, insects are not kosher.
Mm.
So therefore, Tim Tams in Australia are not kosher. However, if you go to Israel, you will find Tim Tams that are kosher and bring them back to Australia, which is
Wow.
ridiculous. But anyways, fun times.
And
but
our-
I've grown up with it, so that's how I know about.
So how about we ask questions about what you can eat, what you can't eat? That'd be kind of cool. So beers wise, what beers can you drink?
So with beers,
Before
most
beers
of
in.
them seem you should check the Kashrut Authority before I say anything,
This is
because I don't
certified.
usually
I
drink
checked
beer.
on Google.
But with the beers, usually if it's just a plain beer, an ordinary beer, it's usually okay. like the Corona one's okay to drink and things like that. The same with ciders. When it comes to things like wine, there's a few more what's called Jewish laws, halacha. And halacha,
Say that again, sorry?
Halacha.
Halacha.
Are we all going to have a go at that?
Yeah, go.
I feel like we all...
Go.
Halakha. Is that right? Did that sound... Yours sounded better than mine. So what does that mean? That means
So
wine.
that means basically the way of life or Jewish law. That's what it translates to. So in halacha, there is different things around sort of what you can and can't do, like the boundaries and the rules. So what we have around wine is that because of in the temple times, in the Beit HaMikdash is what it's called, they used to have wine as part of the holy priest, the
I'm going to
sacrifices.
stop you there
Yeah,
because we all looked at... Like, everyone just went with that. I don't... Just go back to
that's all right.
the temple times.
Yep.
What does that mean? Did you know what that meant?
Yeah, what's temple times?
What's
Okay,
temple
so
times?
temple times is like 2,000 plus years ago.
So Moses, is that where we're heading?
Yeah, like the Jews got the Torah, they kind of went along in the Bible, and
Yep.
you know they're in the land of Israel, and they have this temple called a Beit HaMikdash is the Jewish terminology, and so the Kohanim, the priests, used to go and sacrifice different animals and things like that, and they had wine, and it used to be a very spiritual, I guess, tool. So because of that, when the temple got destroyed by the Romans the first time and then the Greeks the second time, what ended up happening was that it kind of got destroyed and wine wasn't like got mixed, and so there's rules around it if you're interested in looking, but essentially at the end of the day the wine has to be made and looked after by a Jewish person. And even if the wine is kosher, if a non-Jewish person opens it, then it becomes non-kosher.
Oh, I love it.
So it gets very
Absolutely
technical.
love that.
How and
Love
why,
that.
I can't explain exactly. I need to do
I
my
won't-
own research.
I
But
won't
it's
go-
because of
who's
all the
patrolling
temple.
on that one?
It's because of all the temple times and the rules and the fact of, someone could tamper with it and things like that.
Oh, I love
And
that.
that's kind of where it comes from. So almost every single religion, not just Judaism, will have something that it feels that the origins are grounded in, whether it be eating habits with like Hindus and eating vegetarian, or other festivals and cultures revolving around the moon or the sun or both. You'll find that there's actually quite a lot of similarities between cultures. Yeah.
Cool. So we might need to end it up pretty soon here, mate. So we're getting close to the end of the time here. So
Okay. So just a real quick one. We normally talk about, we're not saying it's going to happen, but if it does, you've heard it here first on 4BeerzIn. But just a real quick one for Naomi here. How challenging is it to be in a relationship with someone who does not share the same or similar beliefs? Is that something we could probably end the podcast on? Is that something?
Yeah, why not? I guess in terms of my community and things like that and my heritage, it's something that you're brought up with. It's not necessarily, you could call it an expectation, but at the end of the day, usually people will find their own way to what they believe in, and will usually go and find someone within the Jewish community. Most of the people that take that sort of route are people that don't really want to assimilate into other cultures. It's about the family link and connection in Judaism. So it's like, just because I want to go do something, should I be doing it? And I've lived a fantastic, childhood having all these Jewish festivals. I get to take off work a lot more regularly than most people. There are 26 Jewish festivals, some of which are 8 days long, like Passover. So why not? Judaism enhances my life and things like that. And I guess for a partner for me, I would want them to share the exact same values as me, because it's a lifestyle that I would like to keep, and it's something that yeah, it would be really nice to just kind of continue.
I think there's some apps for that. Some
Yeah.
dating apps.
Oh, there are plenty of them. J-Swipe is
Yeah.
one. I do not have it. I can confirm that.
Well, look, should we wrap this up? Look, it's been absolute pleasure having you on the podcast, Naomi. Really appreciate it. Thanks for coming on in. It's been amazing. So, should we end this podcast on
L'chaim?
Lahaim?
Lahaim.
Lahaim.
L'chaim.